This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3.
Brandon Wilson now from his end zone. And no run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25.
Here we go.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack.
Well, if they have any thoughts of coming in here and getting this road victory, that's not the way to start it out on the first play of the game.
Yeah, one thing you always say when you go on the road, take the crowd out of the game. They actually brought the crowd into it by permitting that sack right out of the gate.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Burrow will throw. He's going to wind up and air it out.
And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big play there for Cincinnati. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Room here to run. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. They go play action with Burrow. Rolling to his right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or two.
Here we go.
Throwing again on 2nd down.
Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Here we go.
Now Burrow.
This goes out wide for Mixon. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to move the sticks with a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches.
So when you saw him dump it off to the back, did you think he was going to pick up the first down there?
What? Well, I knew one thing. It wasn't his primary target. At least it didn't look like it. Turned out to be the play they needed, though. And it's big because it's the opening drive. So convert. That third down, keeping the drive going.
Yeah, it certainly appeared like his downfield targets were covered. He threw the little dump off to his back, and nice effort picking up the first down, though. And you're right, that opening drive, keep those chains moving.
Mixon with a first down carry, and he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
Back to Mixon on second down.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 4 on the play. And just like that, it's third down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback. And no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is third down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Escaping the pressure right. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but... Still bring up a fourth down.
On fourth down, out comes the rookie fifth-round pick, Evan McPherson, for the Bengal field goal.
From the right hash, and this one just a chippy.
McPherson's kick is good.
And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. A first carry for Najee Harris.
A nice little juke. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
From the 30 on second down, Haskins hit, and he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked up by Eli Apple, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. If there was one knock on Joe Burrow coming out of LSU, you know, it was arm strength, but kind of put those doubts to rest right there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now Haskins.
Able to hit his target, Claypool.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
2020 was a strong draft for receivers, and the Steelers got an excellent one in the second round and Chase Claypool out of Notre Dame. 11 total touchdowns last year. Among rookies, only Jonathan Taylor of the Colts had more. A strong catch there.
And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Haskins.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off at the 49. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for a Bengals TD. So they obviously declined that, and it is a touchdown.
They still had the option, but let's face it.
There's no option.
There's no option when you score a touchdown. An easy call for them.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Back to the air, Haskins after the pick six. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, there's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
2nd and 10. Here's Haskins again. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. A big play that time for Pittsburgh.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Haskins will throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals will take over here at their own 14-yard line. 3 first-half interceptions now, and Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big connection on that one. 33 yards.
He's checking. Crash. Watch it. 12. Switch.
Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Here we go.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
First down. 11. 157. Hey, me and you all day.
Now Joe Mixon shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 60 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
They'll run on 1st down. Mixon. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And now they will throw it with Burrow to the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Now they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
You could tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Now, Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Burrow on play action. Forced out to his left. He's got his man. That's Sample, the tight end. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds.
And how nice is it for him to know that when he gets outside the pocket, he's got a reliable tight end he can go to. So he's able to look his way, find his big target, and set up first.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. And since they still have 10 yards to go, they'll just say, let's roll this over to 3rd down and decline it.
Let's just be honest about it. If you can't get them off the field on 3rd and 10, then something's wrong with your defense anyway. No sense in taking that penalty.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Check. Mike, check. 59.
Looking to throw, Haskins. Haskins hit, and he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown.
And McPherson on for the extra point.
And the route is on here in this first half. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around. Or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the backup? But right now what you're rooting for is your defense to help keep you in the game, to give him an opportunity to get back on track.
57 to Mike.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Burrow. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
On 1st down, Mixon. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8.
The ball on the 8 still could get a 1st down technically. 2nd and 7.
Now it's Burrow. Dumps it off to Mixon. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Here we go. 55. Here we go. 180. Check.
On 3rd down, Burrow. Flush to his right. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Burrow with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bengals are able to add on to their first half lead.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that will extend this big lead.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he has.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward. Now, that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by Eli Apple.
And the Bengals are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
But to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team.
It got his man complete. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds.
A big play there just before halftime.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw.
Flushed out right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Mixon trying to punch it in. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals.
Joe Mixon
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bengals have got it on cruise control. And now it's blocked. It's picked up a live ball here. There he goes left side. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points.
Following the botch PAT, they're set to kick this one away.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He gets it complete to Harris. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
59 mark, 59 mark. Check, 59. No gain on this defense, no gain. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". Hey, man, watch the watch the
Here's Haskins to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And Boswell's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Here's McPherson now to send it away. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From the gun, it's Haskins. Quick slant, finding Claypool.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
And this is going to be a Steelers first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
Oh, that's a very good run there by Najee Harris, who can take it inside. He can get to the perimeter. He can do it all with his build and his speed. This is a guy coming out of Alabama who did everything for the Crimson Tide. That's why Pittsburgh took him in the first round.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 48, and the return across midfield into the 46-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
They'll run on first down. Mixon. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Play action. It's Burrow eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
They'll try the right side with Harris. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. We got it.
They run again with Harris. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Here's Haskins out of the gun. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. So they'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Powering his way forward. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Elsewhere at Arrowhead there in the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have now moved out in front of the Chargers. The Bengals drive about to get going. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. He's going to let it go again. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. 3rd quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA. Now it's Burrow. To mix it on the check down. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Here's Burrow. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Bengals just continue to pour it on. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay?
It gets by him, and now a little daylight. And all the way down to the 35. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
On 2nd and 7, Haskins. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Eli Apple. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is.
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. So now it appears they're going to accept the penalty, which means take away the interception. Also means keep your defense on the field. Don't understand this one bit. So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. Dodges him at the 50. He's still on his feet. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 90 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Check 41.
11.
Mixon. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Burrow looking to pass. Open man is Higgins.
Here we go.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. Burrow's throw here on target to Hurst. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
From the red zone now, here's Burrow 1st down. This pass complete to Higgins. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Flush to his right. Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. T. Higgins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now Haskins to throw it. And he fires one incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike the 59. Hey, tight.
Now it's Haskins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on them.
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
59 mark, check, 59. Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Here's Haskins. Finding Miller once more, complete. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target. Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Eli Apple. And now off to the races down the right side. 20, 10, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD.
Come on now, let's make it happen, baby. Let's make it happen.
That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and the lead will swell by one more. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And from the 25, they worked this to the 29, a gain of 4. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
You ain't doing nothing tonight. Watch the safety crease.
From the 29, Haskins. That swung out wide to Harris. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are real.
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 39. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. They try to eat some clock with Mixon. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
108 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
First down.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
11 MT.
Now they run with Mixon. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape. That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us, we're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that will extend this big lead. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.